welcome to PapastachePop. So today we're going to do the bare bones version of this song, like the Roadhouse version, not the sophisticated chords all over the place, but what you need to get by. So I like to call this the easy version so we can all play it. And it's fun. It's an awesome song. Lots of chord parts that are simple, yet effective in any situation. It's kind of a rock version. I think the song's rock. But anyways, you got a solo. You want to learn? You want to learn how to, think about concepts, and you're like starting to bridge that gap. There's a link below to teach you how to solo on guitar, kind of over blues progression, but how to use the scale. More importantly, how to hit the right notes. So check that out. That video is not on YouTube. As for this song, let's get to it. Okay, so we're doing like piano, parts or simulation on guitar. So, the verse, what we can do is I'm just going to play typical power chords. You can make them bar chords or whatever and play the major or minor version, but just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to do what's called the 5 chord, and it's just the root of the chord and the 5th and then the octave. My tremolo here. Okay. So we're going to do a B flat, and then I'm going to go straight up from there and do an F. Take the same shape on the first chord and scoot it up a whole step, so now we're on the A, D, and G. And then we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the second chord, up 2 frets again. So now we're on the 3rd, 5th, and this one is going to be a major chord. I played an F major and a G major. So if I play it together, it goes. Now what I'm doing is down, 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 up, down, 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 down. Again. And then hold on the C, 2, boom, boom, 2. Then you do it again. Now this is where it changes. We're going to add some chords. B flat the same, F, G sharp, E flat, and then we're going to go, or D sharp, whatever you want to call it, and then to C. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let me play that really slowly, and then I'll get through the whole thing. Fret, 6th fret on the A string, back down to the 3rd fret, C. Okay, that's going to get you through the verse. Now, the kind of chorusy part to it, what we're going to do is we're going to do a D chord, but we're going to do different versions of it. Okay, and just for the lack of not saying what the chord is so you don't get confused if you're a newbie or an oldie like me and just don't know the names of my chords, I'm going to show you fingers. So, D, we can start there. And then what you're going to do, so it's like 1, 2, and then you're going to go flatten your finger out, 3, 4, okay? And then you're going to basically make an inverted D. So these 2 fingers are going to be in the same frets they normally would be in a D, but now your first finger is going to be on the 1st fret B string. Now in that one I went 1, 2, and I add my pinky on the 3rd fret, and then take it off. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4. Okay, So we went G and then to D. Now we're going to go back to the D sequence. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go from G, and instead of going to D, what we're going to do is we're going to go G, and we're going to go with this finger like we're going to make a D chord. Okay, so that's going to be on the 2nd fret of the G, but our first finger is going to come up and catch this F sharp note, or the 2nd fret on the E. Now, while I do that, I should say, I'm going to cover up the A string, because we don't want to hear that one. We're going to have an open D, and then I'm going to go down to the B string. Okay? And then we're going to go to an F chord. Now the next chord, pretend you're going to make an E chord, but take off your 3rd finger. Okay? And we're going to do the exact same kind of thing on the A chord. We've got an A here, take off your middle finger. Okay? So if I played that whole thing all together. Okay, so let's get all the way through the whole thing. Now you notice, again, in the beginning, I picked. You can do that too. I kicked on a little, like, kind of rotisserie, rotary speaker simulator. You can get a chorus pedal to do that, where you just, tweak the rate and the depth up real high so it gets all warbly. It sounds like you're not hearing stuff quite clearly after a night on the town. I don't know, something like that. All right, so here we go. From the beginning. I'll stop talking now. The coffee is wearing off. Here we go. Blues. Get you into the first guitar solo. All right, so let's do the guitar solos. It's basically going to be in C major, that scale that's kind of like A minor, if you know the 3-note per string. Right? But it's going to be in C. So we're going to go. Alright, now that's the first part, and the notes and the frets, well, it's kind of redundant. The frets are pretty much the same, it's the timing that's different. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide in on that first riff, and we're going to slide up G7, and then we're going to go back and forth between the 6th and the 8th frets on the B string. Okay, so it's 6, 8, 6, and then we're going to bend up on the 8th fret, and then come back to pitch. back to 6, okay? So. Okay, so after we bend up and we go back to pitch, then we go to 6, and then back to that 7th fret, but we slide down to the 5th fret on the G string. Okay, now our fingers are right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the B string, 5th fret, hit it once, and then bend up a half step and release, followed by G7 again. Okay, so we got. Now, the next part of the solo is almost identical, but the timing is different. That's the only real different part is at the very end. So you just come in, you do the exact same thing, but time it quicker on this part between the 6th and the 8th frets. Okay, so instead of it's okay. Now when we get down to the B string, we're gonna do a quick hit, but instead of coming back to G7, we're gonna go to G5, and it's real quick. Okay, so all together, both phrases. Come back to the first style. Okay, so you do it the same way you did the first one, but we're going to add a slide on the D string, 9th to the 7th, and then to the 5th. So it goes. Now what you're going to do is your finger's right here, and you're going to go. So you're going to go 7, bend up a half. Okay, and then down to the 5th fret. Now this is interesting. You're going to slide up on the D string 5th fret to the 7th fret. Okay, so you're going to go 5 to 7. And then on the D, 5th fret on the G, and then we're going to catch the 8th fret on the A. So now we're going to do the same kind of thing on the G string, down a whole step. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go 6, 5, 3, back to 5. So if I did the whole thing, the new part. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're basically going to outline a couple C chords. We're going to go like a C power chord. We're going to go A, 3rd fret, D, 5th fret, G, 5th fret, and then come back to the D. So we got, okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slide up with our first finger on the G string, 3 to 5, but we're going to catch the D also with our first finger. Okay? So we got. Now with my first finger, I'm going to slide up and we're going to catch the C right here. We're going to slide up to the 3rd and outline the C chord up here by hitting the root right here and the 3rd of the chord right here, which is the 9th fret and the 10th fret on the D. And then we're going to slide it up to the 14th fret. So we got. All right. Kind of tricky, but it's really super cool. Very, very melodic, right? It's a basic scale, but it's a really awesome melodic solo. So, again, slowly we got. And that gets you all the way up to the first solo. And then it kind of repeats itself. Now, the second solo is a little bit different. Maybe we'll do that one down the road, but that's all I got time for this one. So work with that. Yes! Way to go. You guys are amazing. Again, don't forget the blues soloing link below. It's perfect for this kind of stuff. Melodic soloing, where you're trying to hit the target notes. I only had one quotation over here. 3. And that will help you to, make sense of it all. See chords and the shapes, all that stuff. And as for my friends who are subscribers out there, huge hug if you're new to the channel. You're awesome. My goal is just to get this to be the most giant, happy, fun-loving, positive guitar teaching place you've ever been. And if it's not, tell me, it would be better if down there in the comments. And, be like, it'd be better if you stopped talking and just played, but you got to have fun and communicate. This is my way of talking to you, and since I can't hear you, then I just, talk at you and pretend we're talking. It's awesome. But for those of you who are regulars and newcomers, big hug. You're amazing. Tell your friends. There's Papastache 102 over there. Metal, hard rock, classic rock, psychedelic, guitar lessons with session guitar players, all sorts of stuff. So check that out. You're amazing. Thank you once again for checking in here, or if it's your first time, checking in here at Papastache Pop. We'll catch you next time.